So today, vultures came down, and at first I thought they wanted to just fly around and say hello to me because they liked me. But it turns out, in actuality, there was a snake that one of them had found. And there were two of them, and this one was enjoying a meal for quite a while. And if you've never seen a vulture, they're very big. These were no exception. I didn't see their wingspan very much, which is kind of disappointing, but they were busy. Well, there you go. There's one. But mostly they were busy picking at the bones and pulling apart all the stuff. And I'm glad that these birds exist because without them, there would be a lot of stuff, a lot of dead stuff still sitting around without going into, gruesome detail. It's gruesome enough watching it, right? This is not exactly something enjoyable to watch. And it was very windy, which is why I'm doing a voiceover, because I couldn't think of any good music that would go with this. And also, I just wanted to talk over it because definitely don't want to hear that wind noise. But they are pretty magnificent birds. They kind of just remind me of big giant pigeons with no feathers on their head. And they're always looking for food, pretty much. I don't know. They have a certain charm. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what the charm is. They're gruesome. They pick apart bones and they digest bones. And then the second one came down and they got together kind of like Heckle and Jekyll and were trading parts. And I think the first one didn't care if the second one came, but the second one was not sure if he was going to be real welcome. But eventually they did both sort of join together, and I was watching from different windows, and when I finally came in to avoid the wind, there were some windows that you could see through and other ones they were behind something. So this is the best I could do. And I don't know why there was so much, if it was a big giant snake or if there was more than one, or if that's just what happens when you peel it apart. There's going to be a lot more once you get it all stretched out. And this clip coming up here is pretty fun when they're hopping around with their snakes. It really does remind me of Heckle and Jekyll, if you remember. You remember back in the old days, the old cartoon, Heckle and Jekyll. So I wanted to get closer and get better angles and everything, but I also didn't want to scare them away, which eventually I did by walking out there. But for a long time I was standing there kind of around the corner at the house, trying not to drop my phone because the wind was blowing it out of my hands. It doesn't seem to be bothering them, though. They're just happily picking at their bones. And then eventually they left me a couple of pieces to remind me of the day that the vultures came and visited. So thanks for watching.